When we arrived in Bali on our first day, Putu's uncle Made picked us up. And while we were driving around, I looked at the sky and saw a kite. And Made said, "Oh, do you want to go have a look at this Kite Festival, kite competition?" And of course we said yes. We got to this huge open field and there were just teams upon teams competing in kite flying of all things. What struck me most about it all was just how happy everyone was. Whether they were children or adults, they were just enjoying themselves. And if I remember back to why I love Bali so much, it's because the people are so happy. And we kind of wanted to know more and find out exactly what makes the Balinese people so happy. This is the Sudumani Kite Festival. It's held every year with teams all over Bali competing to win. Teams are judged on creativity, movement, cooperation, and the beauty of their kites. It's all very impressive, but I've been told that the most important aspect of the festival is the way that it preserves Balinese culture and passes it on to a younger generation. Now I wonder if there is something there that has a role to play when it comes to happiness in Bali. So what better place to start than with what inspired this whole idea and go from there. I wanted to find out why flying kites was such a big deal in Bali. And I think the only way to do that was to fly one myself. And Gogo's told me that he's going to help me teach me. So I don't know how badly I can stuff this up, but we'll find out. Let's go.
Yeah.
When I asked Gogo, can we fly some kites? I was imagining, the small ones probably about as big as your chest, I guess. I did not imagine these. They're huge. Is it normal to see tourists in a car with
No, that's not normally. That's funny.
So who flies the kite? Kids or adults?
All Bali all play older, kids, younger.
So it doesn't matter whether you're old or young.
No, this is fun. This is fun.
It's just fun. It's really just nice out here. Like, I can see why the Balinese people do this. In a way, it reminds me of fishing. Sometimes you don't even go to catch any fish, or you use the fish as an excuse to go out. Because in the end, you're only just needing that excuse to be out in nature. That's actually a pretty cool experience. But you can see why people have fun with this. Because it just brings everyone together as well. I also discovered that, like many other things in Bali, kite flying has a spiritual side, with Balinese Hindus seeing it as a way to get closer to the gods. So where to from here? After witnessing the joys that an activity like kite flying can bring, I thought I might just ask my friend Putu about what makes him happy.
So this is my bike, old vintage I love this bike, and then I make it custom. His name is Carlos, his bike, because I always clean him, and also, you know, like taking care of him.
So it's pretty crazy on the Balinese roads. Like, how do you still stay happy on scooters and bikes here?
Because with bike or scooter, it's just easier. You know, like small road, we have small roads. Sometimes in the city is very traffic. So with the scooter or with the bike, it's just more works. You know, like not too traffic, and then especially with my bike. So when I ride, and I feel comfortable, and then just more happy.
This is Dewa, builder of Carlos, owner of True A Garage, professional custom bike builder, and somewhat of an expert when it comes to motorcycle happiness. So, why do the Balinese people love bikes so much?
I think it feel in fun. And it's free and freedom, I think.
Free and in heaven.
Yeah, with a custom bike, I think I cool, and we can free anything with custom bike in the ride, in the road.
So when you're on a custom bike,
Yeah.
you're in heaven,
Yeah.
you're free,
Yeah.
and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. My product job is make something driving in big, like this one, big for that.
Like that big one
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
Why is it so much fun?
Maybe just I want make some traditional art with a different media, not same with a local people do it, but I put my tradition at my bag. In Bali, all is about offering in Bali. So you make some bag, after that finish we get offering, and for make him more soul, so we build with heart and with happiness.
So if you make it with happiness and love, does it
Yeah.
look after you?
Yeah.
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 Seeing Dewa's desire to incorporate traditional Balinese arts, as well as intentionally infusing heart and happiness into his work, has made me want to delve further into the connection of tradition and happiness. But before I continue, I feel like there's something I need to try first. So we're here in the soccer field. Is this where most people learn in Bali?
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yeah.
learn here. So I wanted to ask you, what's the rules on the road?
You know, like the rule is your feeling. So you need to feel each other, and then trust each other, and respect each other in the street. But the rule is your feeling.
Okay.
Yeah, use your feeling.
Use my feeling. I got this. I can use my feeling. After a very thorough briefing from Putu, I think it's time to start riding this around the soccer field. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Okay. Rocks are a little bit of a... Oh, jeez. Rocks are a little bit of a challenge. And then a few bumps. Okay.
Yeah, you ride very nice.
Very nice.
Yes.
Ready
Yeah.
for the street.
Yeah, ready in the street.
He says I'm ready. Okay. I think it's about always checking your rear view mirrors on the sides here. So you never know who's coming up. And because people like to drive in and to overtake on either side of the road, you really do have to check those mirrors all the time. It's always about keeping your balance, especially in traffic. Listen to me, trying to sound like an expert. It's my first bloody ride. All right, I've got this. I think I've got the hang of it. Okay, the dogs still hate me, but they're always gonna hate me. Woo! Putu's like, what is going on? I admit, my first time on Balinese roads was a little terrifying, with cars, bikes, people, and often animals all squeezing onto the very small streets. However, despite this, everyone seemed connected. When Putu said you drive with your feeling, I laughed. But the longer I was on the road, I realized he was right. There are no strict rules, but if you go slow and pay attention to everyone and everything on the road with you, you very quickly pick up on the feeling, and it can be a lot of fun. So tonight Putu has invited us to a housewarming party, but in Bali, a housewarming party is a little bit different. Apparently, we are going to be imbuing a house with a soul. So let's go and find out what that means. As with most special occasions in Bali, offerings are given. Tonight it will be to ask for things like protection and abundance for the space. And as with most buildings in Bali, this is also done to imbue the area with a soul. But other than that, a Balinese housewarming has what you'd expect. Good food, good people, and it wasn't long into the night until I was invited to sing along with a few local favourites. Bunch of friends meeting and giving the house the proper warming that it deserves. Maybe a few drinks as well. So a Balinese housewarming is not that different to a Western one. Today I'm off to meet with Gogo, who has offered to show me a different side to the connections between tradition, rituals, and happiness here in Bali. But after last night's introduction to modern Balinese music, Putu has taken it upon himself to further my education on the way.
It's a romantic song. The girls like it. The girls like it. Balinese girls like it. Simple,
And this is the official music video? I think we could even recreate it. Baline, tresnan baline. Ho, dingahan adi, dingahan adi. What's dingahan?
Dingahan.
Dingahan.
Yeah.
Nida ninayang tresnan baline. Oh, I'm just trying to remember it off by heart without looking at the words. No, is that fine?
Is it fine?
Is that fine?
Yeah. Very good, very good. That's Balian way.
It's gonna be bad. Just outside Denpasar is Brinket Market. It is a huge market and an absolute melting pot, selling everything from clothing to home supplies to food. But also, it is a large market for buying and selling livestock. For a family like yours, why would you come here? What would you need with a cow?
The first one they're getting like the meats, yeah.
So first reasons for the meat?
Yeah, and then the second one for grow to bigger. Yeah.
To make it bigger, yeah.
Yeah, and then the number three is like for ceremony.
Ah, for ceremony.
Yeah.
And do you sacrifice for ceremony?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And this is normal life?
Normal life.
Amongst the multitude of sights, smells and sounds, I've also discovered that roosters are bought and sold here to take part in the age-old tradition of rooster fighting. In Bali, rooster fights or cockfighting is considered illegal except for when done as part of a religious ceremony, as blood spilled in a cockfight is believed to ward off evil spirits. With that said, some do use religion as a pretense and consider it more of a sport, with sides taken and gambling involved. Others consider it more of a social event, with the pride and honour of the rooster owner at stake. Personally, while I found myself intrigued, I was also a little uncomfortable. It was quite confronting going to the market and seeing all the roosters and the buyers and sellers, and whether we're comfortable with it or not, I guess it just makes you realise that there's a lot of different aspects to being happy or finding happiness. I've discovered some really interesting things about happiness in Bali. But what does kite flying, motorcycles, housewarmings, and even rooster fighting have in common? I've discovered they all have their own connection to happiness, but how is that unique to Bali? And how does it all come together? I thought I might ask Putu for his thoughts.
But we still have a concept like 3 ways to be happy.
Yeah.
So have to be so divided into 3. Nature, and then temples, and also human beings. So we have to divide it into 3 like that.
Okay.
So 3 ways to be happy is we call that Trihita Karana.
Trihita Karana.
Trihita Karana. That means 3 ways to be happy.
Karana.
So 3 ways to be happy is human to human. So
Yeah.
that's why we live in communities. So we know each other, That means we're trying to make human good relationship, human to human.
Yeah.
So number 2, human to God. So that's why every house we have our family temple. Every communities we have communities temple, and then every village we have village temple, and then we have public temple. So many temples. That means we try to make good relationship between human to God. About the nature, like that's also we try to make good relationship between human to nature.
And our environment, like you said.
Nature, and environments like that too. And then that is we grow lots of trees in some house. We need to grow lots of trees too. And then also we cannot build higher than our mother temple or higher than trees to respect the nature.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's why in Bali we don't have really high buildings.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay. That makes sense. So I love that. I love those 3 ways to be happy,
Yeah.
If you are good to people,
Yeah.
if you have a connection with God,
Mm-hmm.
and if you are good to the nature.
Yeah, good to the nature.
And if those 3 things are equal and all good,
all good.
you're going to be happy.
Happy, yeah. That's 3 ways to be happy. Yeah.
That's lovely.
So yeah.
That's lovely. The thought of Trihita Karana influencing many aspects of life in Bali is an exciting idea. So I wanted to explore one last thing and see how it might play a part. Now, if there's one thing I've discovered, it's that the Balinese people love their music. Whether it's modern Indo-pop, Western music, or even Balinese pop, they love it all. But music has always been an integral part of Balinese culture. And where I'm going tonight is the perfect place to learn more. So Putu's sister is performing tonight in a festival. It's the Sudumani Festival. And she said that this is the best place to hear amazing Balinese music and see Balinese dance. So we're really looking forward to doing it. And before we've come to watch tonight, we've just decided to check out the space. And the space is beautiful. It's like the outside of our home, or yeah, it's just wonderful. I had seen traditional Balinese dancers and musicians perform before, but I had never seen it done with such grace and enjoyment. The Sudumani Festival is run by the Sudumani Institute, which has one of the most respected performance ensembles in Bali. In addition to holding performances, people from all over are welcome to come and learn Balinese music and dance, and the company itself tours around the world. I had a chance to chat with the director of Sudumani, Dewa Putu Barata.
I love teaching. So I want to teach the kid, so people come here to study, and that also the program is to ask tourists come to study deeply, the real connection of the Balinese music and dance is not just show, not just performance. There is the most important is offering in the temple ceremony and the house temple ceremony. That the first tradition Balinese has a music and dance is for offering.
It's for offering.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why it's so important to the Balinese
for me
people.
it's very important to keep that because this is connection with your religion.
Maybe you can tell me a little bit about Trihata Karana.
Trihita Karana is good question.
Yeah.
That in music, so that also we do music and then Balinese offering to God, offering to nature, the people also, and urging to the spirit.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, everything has to be balanced. Always I ask them to be happy. Enjoy the music. It's not to be, I don't ask for perfection. No. For me it's happy. As long as you're happy and you understand the music, you make a mistake, who know? But if you upset, people know. If you are happy, people know. That's in Bali.
It's been such a fascinating experience exploring happiness. I wasn't sure how I could explore something that's so subjective and means different things for different people. But spending time in Bali, I can say I've learned a little bit about it here. How it's seen as something earned through offering, how connected it is with community, and balancing your needs with giving to those around you. This is Jati Lui. The name itself is derived from two words, Jati meaning really, and Lui meaning beautiful. So it's no surprise that this place is exactly that. These rice terraces stretch over roughly 600 hectares and utilize a traditional system of irrigation known as subak. Subak is one of the ways we see Trihita Karana in action. The whole philosophy of subak is that local wisdom mixed with working harmoniously with nature will acquire the best result. A philosophy that has put Jati Lui and Trihita Karana on the UNESCO World Heritage List. I remember coming here last year and just being in awe of this place. I love it. It's stunning. And I think it's the perfect place to talk about why the Balinese people are so happy. I think it comes down to their philosophy. Trihita Karana means good connection from people to people, good connection with nature, and good connection to a higher power. If you look around, you can see the Balinese people practice this every single day. You see it in the way that they respect each other on the roads and they share their artwork. You see it in the way that they work with nature and the daily offerings that they make every single day to their God. Now, whether you believe in a God or not, the daily offerings remind the Balinese people to be good people. And I think it's why they are so happy. I think it's why we from the West come here. Trihita Karana. It's a wonderful philosophy, and I think I want to implement it in my life. And in the spirit of Trihita Karana, I'd like to end things with an offering of my own to Bali, in the form of the very revered, much loved Balinese pop.
Dina ngadi Nijane beli maganding Kiring kasmaran Nina yang tresnan baline Kapaning adi Punghan kana baline Ekelogati Nantosan suratadine Napika adi Sampun nella dimenan Buka asunan tosan segan Melangkok belly di pedeman Sue sampun Bele magantosan Walesan sudah adine Kari rasa kambang kana Baline Buka magantung tanpa cantik Sampun suwe beli magantosan Walisan sudah adine Kadi rasa kambang kana Baline Buka magantung tanpa cantik Buka magantung tanpa cantik. I think we did it.